First, though, we're taking a look at some of the biggest Hollywood duds in Hollywood history.
You died, but you were reborn. By accepting all of who you are, you can be free.
She's very self-confident, almost angry.
Well, that's one of them. Catwoman seemed like a can't miss at the time. The Batman franchise was in full swing in 2004, and Halle Berry was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood.
But not all movies equal box office magic. This one was panned by critics and failed to earn back its $100 million budget. Daily Telegraph film critic Tim Robey wrote, "Box office poison, Hollywood's story in a century of flops," and he joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Tim, now these are professionals, sometimes big names with a track record of success. What do they not see in the process that maybe they see after it's all said and done? What happens from A to B?
Yeah, if these films prove anything, it's that really nobody knows anything. And a lot of films that are very successful happen out of the blue and are massively surprising to everyone. Like take the Blair Witch Project, for example.
Right.
But Catwoman would be an example of them assuming that a film would kind of do. They fished the script out of the bin, basically. They'd been thinking of doing this film with Michelle Pfeiffer, who you probably remember from the Tim Burton movie. And various drafts happened and they never got it to work. And then Halle Berry was at her peak moment. She just won her Oscar. They gave her a lot of money and they said, right, you can do it. But they just didn't think it through. And the movie was just too silly and too shoddy. And meanwhile, they're preparing Batman Begins, which is the complete reset of the Batman brand, so much darker and grittier. And they're spending so much time and care on that film. Yeah. Catwoman was just an afterthought, and everyone just really gave it a rough ride.
Well, let's scroll through some of the ones you mentioned of some of the biggest flops over the years. Dune, I know, has this resurgence now with Timothée Chalamet, but the original one from 1984 was a David Lynch movie. What happened there?
So a lot of things went wrong on that film, and I still love the design of it and the costumes and certain things about it, but the storytelling is a real problem. And one of the issues is they tried to cram the whole story into one movie instead of two, which they've now done, right, with Timothy, because the book was split into two, and there's so much story, there's so much plot, so many characters. Trying to do it all in one film, it was chaotic. And also they tried to shoot it in Mexico, which was an attempt to save money that had completely the opposite effect because there was so much corruption coming through customs. Things were being stolen every day. Footage was disappearing. Sting, who's in the movie, lost 5 of his new songs in customs in Mexico. It was absolute chaos. So I think they really regretted making that decision to do the production there. And David Lynch was just not really ready to handle a film on that scale. And he really prefers more intimate movies, doesn't he?
Yeah. Boy, I don't remember there being a Babe sequel, but Babe, Pig in the City was the 1998 sequel to Babe. What went wrong there?
Well, as you can see from the images here, look how dark it is.
Yeah.
It's quite a scary movie, and people got wind of that, especially in the US, that this film was going to traumatize their kids. It's really dark. It's directed by George Miller, who wrote and produced the first movie, but decided to take over and direct this one. And this is George Miller who makes the Mad Max films. And it's basically it's kind of like a Mad Max movie with a talking pig. I kind of love it, but I'm an adult.
Yeah, right.
I think I was 6 and I watched it. I would have been really freaked out.
Yes.
That's funny.
It is really unusual. Okay. Talk about Geely. Everyone talks about that as like a punchline, the Ben Affleck J-Lo movie. Was it a bad script? What went wrong there?
The script is really ambitious, but also really pretentious. And the characters end up being very dislikable in this movie. But the real issue was that I think because J-Lo and Ben had got together that year, and they'd done the Jenny from the Block video and so on, everyone was being oversaturated with them as this kind of mega couple. They were on every tabloid cover, and people were getting a bit fed up of it. So by the time the movie comes along, it looks smug. It looks like they're having a love-in together. No one knows what the story is, and the studio panicked because it was kind of a dark crime comedy they tried to convert into a sort of sudsy rom-com in a way, except that her character is actually a lesbian. And Ben Affleck kind of converts her away from being a lesbian in the movie, which is one of the problematic aspects of it that everyone pounced on when the film was reviewed.
One more, Dr. Dolittle, a musical from 1967.
Yeah, look at this. Here's Rex Harrison singing to the elephant. Now, this was when the musicals craze in the 60s was in full swing. You just had the Sound of Music and all of these films. Studios are splashing out huge budgets on whatever they can find to turn into a musical. But this was a bad choice. They did not come up with good songs for this film. Rex Harrison couldn't really sing. It was famously said that he had a vocal range of 1.5 notes. So he kind of talks along with the songs rather than singing. And again, the production was absolute madness. The animal situation was out of control on that set. So many animals misbehaving in so many different ways. They tried to drip feed a squirrel with gin to get it to behave. There was a fawn that ate a quart of paint during a scene break. They had to spend 6 months training the chimpanzee to fry bacon and eggs, and it just took forever and cost so much money. By the time it was out, audiences felt like they didn't want it. So it lost a lot of money.
God, the amount of budgets. You wonder how these budgets get so high. It's fascinating. It's called Box Office Poison. Thanks so much, Tim.
Thanks,
Pleasure
Tim.
to talk to you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.